welcome back. It is a terrific Tuesday, and it's a Table Talk Tuesday. We play, coming into these segments, those little table talks where Frank, myself, Vito, and the team traveled all around the country and sat down at the kitchen table with people right after the election and talked about all the reasons why people voted for Trump, against Trump, for Hillary, against Hillary. We are here today, and Trump is our president. He's currently being impeached, I think, now for the second or maybe third time. But crazy things are happening all around. And when we want to get into the thick of what's happening, we bring in Dr. Lauren Wright. Lauren Wright is an associate research scholar and lecturer at Princeton University on politics and public affairs. And she's the author of this fantastic book, Star Power, American Democracy in the Age of the Celebrity Candidate. And we have a celebrity candidate in the White House.
We do.
The new president of Ukraine was also
played the president on
played
TV.
the president.
Yeah, right.
I'm not the president,
That's a pretty
but
big
I play
advantage.
one on TV.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, tell us, I know we're going to get into the impeachment and all that stuff, but this is talking about how celebrities can and cannot affect the public discourse, right?
Yes, and it's a really interesting topic for a lot of reasons right now. But after 2016, when Trump won, one of the things that everyone was talking about is who swung the vote. It was for a lot of different reasons: moderate Republicans, independents, people worried about the economy, lots of different reasons people voted for Trump. But one thing I saw really underemphasized in the primary, which was a huge field of candidates, was the fact that he was better known than everybody else. So that's a big starting point. Favorability is huge. Name recognition, and things like relatability, things like how much media attention you get are a huge deal. And so the book really looks at what advantages do celebrities have on the campaign trail that don't necessarily translate into good governance, but they help you win.
So in your book, you have a fascinating chapter in which you explore what a celebrity is in the first place. What's your definition of a celebrity?
So I trace celebrity to the entertainment industry. I think that's really important. Is that we
Well, if
look
you're a
at
famous
people,
general, you're not
yes,
a celebrity.
not according to my criteria.
Right, the right standard.
Yes, because I think we have to separate the skill set from people who just happen to be celebrities, which we call attributed celebrity. Maybe you have a famous parent. Maybe you did something heroic, which is great, but the media skill set is, I think, what's unique to entertainers and athletes, actually, and I think that really helps Donald Trump.
All right, and so based on the 2020 Democratic field, it's a wide field, although it's shrinking rapidly. We have one of the Democratic presidential candidates joining us next hour. We saw Beto O'Rourke drop out of the race. He was sort of almost a little bit like a celebrity when he ran for U.S. Senate. But who has kind of that celebrity gravitas that you see as being necessary to get the media attention necessary to make it to potentially the next round?
It's really a two-tier field right now. Joe Biden is the best known by far. Elizabeth Warren is really well known. Bernie Sanders, of course, has a boost from when he ran in 2016. So those three candidates are very electable. However, once you get down to the lower tier candidates, Kamala Harris and Cory Booker in my surveys, people like Oprah and Tom Hanks are more electable than them, actually.
Wow.
And so that's something we just need to consider, is how well do people know these politicians? And most people don't pay that much attention to politics. There's not much.
It doesn't always work, though, right?
Do.
Here in New York, we saw Cynthia
Right.
Nixon try to run for governor last year.
Example.
She
got
really
killed.
Yeah, she didn't do well
She's
at all.
not the same as an Oprah, and that's important to recognize,
Well,
is
had,
that fame isn't binary.
Taylor Swift came out for Hillary Clinton and some candidates. Bruce Springsteen was big for Hillary Clinton. None of that translated for Hillary.
No, I think it's really hard to track name recognition to vote choice because it coincides with so many other important things. So we don't have a lot of evidence that just because a celebrity gives a politician an endorsement, that persuades people, because American voters are very difficult to persuade in general.
That's for sure.
So a celebrity doesn't necessarily do the trick.
All right, so let
Are
me...
Frank and I celebrities?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I
Are you
don't think
up
so.
there with Oprah and Tom Hanks? Maybe soon. Very
You
soon.
think Oprah Hanks
Yeah.
would be a formidable
Yes.
Democratic ticket?
Yes, and people get scared by that, but I actually think that type of ticket we have to take seriously in this country.
Donald Trump would have to get he'd have to get rid of Pence and
have to get
another,
someone else.
you know what I mean, like Arsenio Hall,
Kanye.
or something, or Kanye.
All right.
Trump West, I like that.
Let's
It's
take
not
a look,
bad.
God forbid, honestly. Let's take a look at the celebrity in the White House yesterday. He was in Kentucky, and he had some thoughts about the loyal opposition. This was President Trump in Kentucky yesterday.
I don't know is that when we hang it up in 5 years, or 9 years, or 13 years, or maybe 17 years. Or maybe, if I still have the strength, 21 years. See, now they're going crazy. Now they're saying, see, I told you he was a dictator. He wants to take charge and control of our country.
So,
You guys
Dr.
are
Wright, I've
amazing
never
people.
seen a president handle a crowd this way. It's much more like a professional wrestler or a stand-up
Yeah, that's
comedian.
exactly right.
How does that translate, do you think, electorally?
Okay, so I do have to say, based on research, it's a common misconception that if there's a Republican governor, that helps a Republican incumbent president. There aren't a lot of relationships between who controls a state and who's in the White House, but this is sort of a low-cost opportunity for Trump to galvanize the base, and so why not try? It's not that you don't want to go, period. It's you may as well try to energize your voters.
Where are we heading with this impeachment? Politically, what do you see the ramifications of this being? John has been profiling the 31 districts that are currently held by a Democrat, but that President Trump won in 2016. How tough is it going to be for those Democrats to come out for impeachment?
Well, something I'm really interested in right now, if I could, because it relates to 2020,
Yeah,
is that
let's do it.
there's 6 senators running who are likely going to have to sit through those Senate impeachment trials. That's exactly the timing where they're not going to be on the campaign trail right before the primary. And so what I've been talking to people a lot is it going to help to see those 6 people in a room while sitting silently while Joe Biden and Pete Buttigieg are hitting the trail, or is it not going to matter? Is it good for them to be related to impeachment?
Well, I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Certainly going to be even more interesting if Jeff Sessions comes out by Friday and says he's running for his old Senate seat against Doug Collins. I can imagine the Washington press corps will have a field day with that race.
We've had a number of academics on the show, and I always like to ask them about the climate on the campuses.
Right, yeah.
It's way too much for today, but I want to do a segment in the coming weeks where we get a few different professors from different campuses and just talk about, like, you know, if there's some way we can, you know, create like an open dialogue on campuses, because it feels like, to me, they're like one way.
Yeah.
way.
Well,
You know
I'd love to be a part of that. I will say Princeton is much more diverse ideologically than people give them credit for.
Well, I'd love to hear about
so
that.
I will be happy to tell you about that. I have great students and great colleagues.
Well, we have Fernando Uribe, who's a great professor at Bergen Community College, and he comes down and
Which is
gives us-
just like Princeton.
No, it's not, but it's just a different demographic, and you know the professors have to deal with different things. And you know, we're going to have on Paul Barquito, who's a professor at the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, and they have a much more conservative. So you know, maybe there's thoughtful conversation to be had. And I would
Always,
like if
always
you
for
would join
conversation.
us for that.
Yes.
Well, you got to
At
go out.
Princeton, they have a
Okay.
whole semester just on learning to thumb your nose at other people.
Next,
Oh no.
All the Ivy League
Okay.
schools.
Next
No.
semester, they're going to have a course on why professors shouldn't go on TV with
Oh,
John
great.
Tobacco.
Yes. Perfect.
Here's a case study on what not to do. Don't go on with John Tobacco. But Lauren, thank you so much. You're
Thank you.
awesome. We love having you on. And we're going to have you back for the academic symposium on campus relations between students. And we're going to have relations between Democrats and Republicans right after this, like we do every day when we mix it up. Josh Kravitz is here. And I don't know if he's here, but he's going to be here. Former New York State Assemblyman David Starobin is going to be representing the right. They're going to mix it up. I'm going to mix a drink. At the end, we're going to have thoughtful conversation and shake hands, part friends. You stay right there. Don't go too far. We'll be back right after this.